Welcome to the KO kitchen. Today we are making stuffed cabbage leaves. They go by the name of Sarmades, Yiaprakia and Lahanodolmades in Greece. Lahano means cabbage and dolma means little wrapped parcel of deliciousness. Traditionally, Lahanodolmades are actually boiled. They're stacked in a pot. The pot is then filled with water. A plate is placed on top of the Lahanodolmades and they're boiled until cooked through. They're then served with an egg lemon wash. But we're going to do them a little differently today. I'm actually going to follow the recipe from Toula, who also shares her spring lamb and greens recipe on the Kali Orexi website. Please look that up because it is the best. I was very lucky to have lunch at Toula's house one day and she served them baked and I really enjoyed them. So I thought it would be good to share the recipe with you. Let's do it. So the first thing I'm going to do is actually remove the core of the cabbage. So I just cut a triangle shape at the base of the cabbage around the core. And then I prise it out like that. All right, what I'm going to do now is I'm actually going to place the cabbage whole side down into a pot. Okay, take two, down it goes. And this time it fits. Okay, we fill our pot with water too. So we've got the cabbage in the pot and we have filled the pot with water. The cabbage has been placed in the pot, so the side that's had the core of it removed is facing downwards because we want the cabbage to heat from the inside out a bit before we then flip it over and it heats from the outside in as well. There's no need to waste the cabbage core because this can actually be caramelized and added to the filling and it adds so much sweetness. So I'm going to grate it down and cook it down with the onions. So what I'm aiming to do with my onions and my cabbage here is to really caramelize them into sweet, sweet yumminess. Cabbage is kind of like onion in the way that it responds to heat. If you have too high of a heat, the onion and the cabbage will burn black. So you need to have controlled heat at all times. As the water evaporates out of the onions and the cabbage, you need to lower your temperature, and you do that quite a bit through this cooking process. The cabbage has been in the pot with the water sort of gently boiling around it for about half an hour. I'm now going to flip it over. It's a bit of a tricky process. Be very careful because this is boiling water. Just get this into that hole. There it is. Okay. So what I've done here is I've just mixed the mince meat through the caramelized onions and cabbage. I'm not trying to cook it through, I'm just trying to mix it through thoroughly. I haven't got it on high heat, I've barely got it on any heat. It's just to mix it all together and then that's it. Got half a cup of passata, half a cup of medium grain rice, 2 teaspoons of salt, 1 to 1.5 teaspoons of cracked black pepper, plenty of herbs to add beautiful flavour. Okay, set this aside and we're going to get our cabbage leaves organised. Okay, so our filling is ready. We now need to collect our cabbage leaves, which have been boiling for an additional half an hour. It's really important to try and only pick them up from their central stalk, otherwise they will tear. And very carefully lay them down. So this leaf is kind of whitey green, and it means that it hasn't really softened and cooked all the way through. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to top the water up in the pot, and I'm going to bring it back to the boil and continue to boiling the remainder of the cabbage. So I'm just going to flip my leaves over, because this was the first one that just basically fell off the cabbage, and I'm going to use the first two to basically line my pan. If your pan is not non-stick, you must line it with cabbage leaves. Cabbage has the tendency to burn, so you really do need to have a layer between the pan and the Lahanodolmades when you're baking them. This pan is non-stick, but I am going to line it with the cabbage leaves anyway. Why? Because they will be oily and saucy and delicious, and we will be fighting over them. So we're just going to take our first cabbage leaf, which looks a little ragged, but we'll use it anyway. Okay, what you need to do is actually remove the coarse part of the stalk, and you do that by essentially cutting out the base of the stalk and putting it to the side. You then take a handful or so of the filling. I have weighed it in the past, and it's about 65 grams of filling, and you lay it down just like so. You then take the base of the leaf and cover the filling one way and the other. Rotate this a little bit forward so that opening is just like so, and then begin to fold the sides in. And roll it up, and away we go, and lay it in the pan. One done. Okay, let's take the next leaf. And then folding the sides in and rolling it up like so. Number 2. And making sure that the open seam faces downwards. So traditionally, pork, minced pork, or minced lamb, or a combination of minced pork and lamb was used in the filling. But now that we're in Australia, we use minced beef. It's up to you what you use. Subscribe, save and share this video so we can make more quality content for you.